Yes, guys, I'm Si. Welcome. So, as you know, right, I'm really particular with who we have brand deals with, who we have sponsors with. I'm really, I'll never recommend anyone to you that I wouldn't use myself. And I'm so proud today to share this new sponsor with you, Home Limited. Now, listen, right, if you're thinking of owning your own home, but you're not quite sure how to get there, at Home Limited, they are the people who can help you do that. Whether it's one of the government-backed schemes, a shared ownership option, or a more tailored financial solution, they've got you covered. You're thinking, how much can I borrow? What deposit do I need? Can I still qualify if I'm self-employed? My credit's terrible. You're not alone, and they've got your back. Mainstream finance doesn't always cater to every single path, but that's where Home Limited step in. At Home Limited, they specialise in exactly those less ordinary routes to owning your home. They work with the local authority schemes like Right to Buy, shared ownership, home improvement loans, combining independent mortgage advice, access to multiple lenders, and a dedicated case manager who works for you. Because your ambition is to buy a home, right? And our ambition, their ambition, is to make that happen. And here's how it works. First, you just book a no obligation consultation to understand your situation, your short-term commitments, but most importantly, your long-term goals. They'll look at how much you can borrow, what factors, what costs, and what your mortgage will really cost you. Then they'll help you apply. They'll appoint a conveyancer, they'll get the property valued, and they'll monitor those interest rates for you. If those interest rates fall while you're applying, they'll act fast to make sure that you don't miss out on the interest rate dropping. And after you've got the keys, they'll stay in touch with you. They'll make sure that you're never paying more than you should. What makes them different? Right, number one, they don't just deal in the standard market. They specialise in the complex, the unique, the real life cases that others avoid. Number two, their advice is 100% independent and it's tailored for you. Number three, you'll have a dedicated case manager, someone who knows your file, knows you, and keeps your application on track, gets you across the line. And if you're worried that you don't have that big deposit, or that being self-employed, or your credit history is a bit ropey like mine, don't let that stop you. You'll be surprised what's possible when you've got the right specialist on your side. They'll take the time to understand your situation. They'll fill in the gaps. They'll create a clear but realistic plan to get you the keys to your home. So if you're ready to move from renting, or you just want to know what's possible, reach out to them today. Call the team, message them through the website. The experts at Home.Limited are ready to guide you step by step from your first chat to getting those keys. Home Limited is your trusted partner for affordable home ownership schemes and specialist mortgage advice. Let them turn your home ownership dream into a reality. Follow the links below, follow the links in the description, give them a call, and we thank them so much for sponsoring the show, as always. But most importantly, we thank them for helping people who need help.
Hello. Hello, we are the new real estate property investors. Welcome. My name's Evan J. I probably shouldn't say that, just in case there's anything legal-wise to that. I'm Evan James. This is Cardiff City World, and I'm joined. Oh God, it's been so long. Honestly, I think he's probably had a season off. At least we just haven't crossed yet. It's Mr. Rob Boyle. How are we?
I'm mint, mate. Thank you so much for having me on. This is nice. It's lovely not to be pressing the buttons and stuff like that. So it's lush. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. I know it's been a lastminute.com, me joining you, but massively appreciate it. Looking forward to it, mate. Let's go.
Yeah, I will just point out, first of all, the scale of my head isn't drawn to scale to Rob Boyle's body, I will say. I don't have that big of a head, but also, what property you got behind you there, Rob? Nice background.
What's that?
Is that your house behind you, is it?
No, this is Park Trellin Park. I'm looking around like it's fucking behind me, but it's not.
It is?
Park
What are you on
Trellin.
about? Is it windy? Is it cold?
Live and I breathe flower. So release massive upper flower.
Nice. Oh god, it's been way too long. I tell you what, the last time I think I was on a live with you, you were the host, and now it's the teacher becomes the teacher now, isn't it? In a way.
I know. It's the Miyagi.
Exactly. It was the Welsh version, maybe. Oh, anyway, enough of that rambling. How are we all tonight, guys? I'm going to let the comments pile up and I go through a bunch of them tonight and I'll see who's in tonight. I want to see Paul, as always. I don't think Paul has missed a show, like, since I've been here, at least anyway. It would be weird if he had, honestly, so I appreciate that. Always tuning in. Sure, we'll have our regular members just in a second. Get your comments in, guys. I want to see some of your bold predictions for tomorrow because I know typically when we come to teams at Northampton, we tend to struggle against these teams. But when we go to the teams at Luton or, Huddersfield, possibly we'll end up thrashing them, I reckon. But that'll be an interesting test because Northampton only recently started gaining some form, one of them being a cup game, mine. So I think it was Shrewsbury, they beat 2-1. And before that, they beat Mansfield, who we have for next Saturday as well. Before that, they've had 3 defeats. It looks like they've had 3 home. No, they haven't had 3 home defeats, but they lost to Oldham, Luton, and Reading. So, lost 3-1 to Oldham. So I'm not sure if they put their C team out or something. But, so mixed bag of results. But like us as well, we've also, lost 3 and won 2 in our last 5. So we have the same form. What do you reckon? What do you fancy for us? Do you reckon we'll struggle, or do you think we'll thrash them, or be a close game?
I think you summed it up perfectly there, mate. It's obviously going to be tight, and I think Northampton Town, they are one of those, we've spoken about it on different shows over the last few weeks, where they are a proper football league team. And it is going to be a big test tomorrow. There's no doubt about it. It is going to be a test. I think, I'm sure we'll probably get into the lineups a little bit later on. I don't think Dylan Lawler starts tomorrow.
No,
not a million years. I think he will go Chambers Fish tomorrow, personally, given the energy. And there's 2 ways you can look at it. And I'm sorry for putting you off tilt by going straight into the lineup. But,
no, carry on.
There's 2 ways you can look at it. Obviously, Dylan Lawler's a massive high after the Welsh performances of the last week, 10 days. However, I think tomorrow you need some experienced Football League players to play tomorrow, and that's not a disrespect on Lawler. I think he could probably do a rest. He's probably, and I often get called out on that, but players do need a fucking rest. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think Chambers and Fish start tomorrow, for me personally, and I wouldn't be upset if Lawler starts. Don't get me wrong, but I got a feeling that that's what they'll go with tomorrow. Chambers knows his stuff, but he's been there, done it. He's, it's worked well when Chambers has been pulled in to play against these Football League teams, if you want to call it like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be tight, mate. I think Cardiff got too much for him. I do think Cardiff's got too much for him. I'd love to see Isaac Davis start tomorrow.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. It was so nice for him to get in the Wales squad, wasn't it?
Oh, 100%. It's lush. It's so good for so many levels. Like, so great for him because he's deserved it. He's worked so hard over the last few weeks, few months, few years even, and he's a very local boy. He's one of our own, if you want to call it that, from us Valley lads, girls, and he's deserved it. that he's one who I would say put him straight back in the team. Like for me,
Yeah.
I would say he is going to be on a massive high. He ain't played a lot of minutes, but he should be full of confidence, and I think he should start.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a really good shot. To be fair, right, it sounds horrible, but sometimes you forget certain players in the squad that they're there and they're so effective. But like because of his injury record and everything, it hasn't helped them at all. And I think I got a feeling, this is only speculation in my opinion, I got a feeling Craig Bellamy's been dying to use him for ages, but he's been patient with it until he's fully fit. And I'm no doubt, BBM and Bellamy have contact with each other, like making sure what players are, what fitness levels and everything. And to be fair, I think both managers are taking a very sensible approach in terms of managing fitness, let's say. I think the only one or two sort of hiccups you would say is probably Dylan Lawler. Sometimes he was used a bit too much, like playing Kazakhstan, and then he was played in the next league game then. But I wouldn't, going back on the centre-back partnership, I would be happy with Fish and Chambers, but I would not be happy with Chambers and Lawler, because I think it proved against Blackpool, when you've got two ball-playing defenders playing, it does not work unless you have a deep number 6, which I don't think Alex Robertson is. I think he's a number 6 who is a deep line playmaker at first, but he wants to also get forward as well. And he has so much going forward he can offer. And then who does that leave? And hence why I put my sub-head in my new favourite formation, because against Blackpool, it was like a 0-1-9 formation. It felt like we had so many attacking players, which was nice to see, but a lot of them are out wide for a start because there's so many. And then you have like one midfield, Alex Robertson, who's basically getting overrun, and no one in defence because you got people, ball-playing defenders who want to play aggressive, fantastic. But then you got the other one who also wants to attack as well because we're losing late on. And then you're left with like Joel Bagan who wants to overlap, Kapakio wants to invert, and it's like, what happens there? So I hope that, that was maybe a lesson of thinking, just figuring out, okay, well, we know what partnerships don't really work now. And that's not to say they never can. I just think that you either go now Fish and Lawler or Fish and Chambers. And I'm not sure with Osho right now. I think he's probably due a return soon. I think he's been on the bench, but I think he's probably getting the Alex Robertson treatment maybe. Not to say he's been injured, but I think maybe that might do him some good. Just take him out of the firing range for a bit. And, he's not going to come out and say, he's been poor, so dropped him. BBM's not like that. But I think he's probably going to only benefit him if he just has time to forget about his mistakes, because he's still brand new, isn't he, Osho?
Yeah, 100%, mate. I absolutely agree. And the jury somewhat is still out on him. He's had good points and he's had low points, and we knew this. Speaking to Lewis, big up Lewis, Luton Channel.
Yeah.
Check him out. We knew this, that he would come with faults, and there's been a lot of calls. I mean, Rhys David Evans, he's always a gobshite, but he's very vocal on Rhys playing in 6. On Osho.
Hey, Rhys will do a job, mind.
You ain't moving Rhys about, mate. Yeah, I mean, is that possibly the way forward eventually? But I don't know. There's definitely quality there. There's no doubt about it. You don't make that many appearances in the Football League at the top tier level. Not so much Premier League, but the Championship level, and not be a good footballer. He has got it about him. But the reality is he's got a mistake, which it happens, obviously. And I think you're bang on, mate. It's all about combos. Combinations are key, and I think we've got to stop chopping and changing as much. I think that's a key as well. You've got to let these combos work. I think Kellyman has worked his way into the starting 11 as a dead starter now. I think that's near on dead cert now. He's going to be right back. Right wing. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, mate. And you'll probably bamboozle us all tomorrow, and you'll probably play bloody NG and Osho at centre half, and and there we are. It'd be Capaccio and big left and right back, especially. But yeah, it's who knows, mate.
And sure, that'll be an interesting partnership, I would.
Oh, mate, that's just a recipe for disaster, let's be honest.
To be fair, I think the only position that NG hasn't played right now is striker. I think that's one of the few positions he hasn't played into yet. No, he's played every other one, hasn't he? But what do you reckon then? I seen that that Osho came from AJ Auxerre, whatever. It was a French club, and it's reportedly for about €3 million, right? Or the fee was, or the market value is 3 million, but the fee was like 1 mil or something like that. Do you reckon moving to Cardiff then at this time in League One is an upgrade for him, a downgrade, or quite neutral? Because I know, thinking how other people would see it, right? People would see him coming from League One to a League One club would be a downgrade. Similar people were saying the same thing with Chris Willock when he came and saying that, oh, he's got a downgrade, he's coming to a worse club. What do you reckon about people who say that? Do you think it's been a beneficial thing for him? Because if the ambition's to get back up to the Championship, going to be in the long term as well. The quality of the players we're signing.
That's a very good question. Really, really good question. I think that, I think you could argue it is a downgrade on a CV.
Temporary.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I think, like I mentioned a few moments ago, I think that there's definitely a player there. There is a player there, and I have no doubt that on his day, on his palm, he can be and would be one of the best defenders in our league. Fact, there's no argument there for me. What he's at his best, however, what he's at his worst, it's a different story, and I think that the management and the coaching staff have to iron out the mistakes as much as they possibly can. I mean, the mistakes, unfortunately, has followed that young man throughout his career, which has probably stopped him from going to the next level. Because on paper, like I said, on his day, he's class. He's a very, very good centre half. Unfortunately, he's got a mistake in him more often than it should be. Maybe at his level. But so I would go back to the original question, mate. Before I digress, sorry. I'd say that it's a part-time downgrade with a potential to a part-time upgrade, a full-time upgrade. Sorry. What about you?
I would just say, just at the moment, I do realize we're actually in vertical mode on the. I've just looked at the YouTube video, so hopefully I can figure out to change that off. You know how to. I'm not sure why it's like that. So apologies.
I can do it. I know.
You can do it, yeah. Awesome. It's currently showing as vertical on YouTube. Ah, my God. I'll tell you what. I'm a dafty, and because it was on just below there on StreamYard. I really. Oh my God.
My first rodeo, mate. You can see the full trailer now.
Hang on, no, it's still. It's just put us even worse now. So it's the video is actually in the vertical format. So even though we've changed ourselves now, we made ourselves even smaller. So I want to go back to we were actually. Oh God, technical difficulties, guys. Can you change it back to how it was just then? Because it's the video's actually in vertical. There we go. I'll have to do. Sorry about that, guys, but yeah, we'll bear with it this time. I'm sure a lot of people watch on their phones anyway, don't they? But yeah, so with I don't want to spend too much time on our show, but I think it is just it's a weird one because it's the one permanent signing we've made so far, and it wasn't a cheap signing by any means. And it's also when it's a player that you know of already who's played around the least championship level, you know, you can't help but get excited, but then you also can't help but get a bit worried when you're thinking, oh well, it's a bit like the whole of that situation where it's like, okay, that's why he never stayed at the club when they got promoted, right? So, you know, he was with Luton as well, wasn't he, I think? And when they got promoted, they didn't keep him. So it's almost like it's a bit of a trend there, like a little curse for us. But I'm sure obviously he will come good. But I want to skip also to the striker section a second. But I just want to say even to Paul, because fair play to him. He's been very active with us so far tonight. 2-0 Cardiff, we reckon. Wait, is it we're playing away, aren't we? Yeah.
Yes, mate.
And, evening, Rob and Evan. Hope you're both well. We are indeed. Thank you very much. Always supporting the boys, making all the noise. That's it. I think a lot depends on the midfield lineup and if they're up for it. As always, we are slow starters, but like to dominate possession. But not as much else happens. So it'll be more of the same. What do you reckon on that then? Do you think it'd be more the same, or do you think that BBM's now taking this time in this international break, feel like okay, well we have to make some tweaks because whilst we were very attacking last few games, we've been very vulnerable at the back as well, haven't we? So, what do you reckon?
So, like, Bellamy has come out and said that he likes the way Cardiff play, and that's what makes it easier for that transition for the Cardiff players into the Welsh team. So I'd argue then, if that's the case, BBM sees what the similarities are with what between Cardiff and Wales, and how Wales attacked and literally went for the jugular against North Macedonia. Take that on board as a positive and use that as, all right, we do play the same sort of way, whereas can be slow at times, but it's constructive and it's controlled. But when we need to go for the kill, when we see the time and they're there for the taking, go for the jugular and kill them off. And that's what Wales did. I don't want to turn this into a Wales show by any
No, it's relative.
But that should be a learning point right there. When you've got the ability and you know you're on top and you know you've got the upper hand, go for it. Kill these teams off, finish them. You've got to be ruthless. And that's what Wales really like. They went for him. They seen a weakness and they went for him. How many times over this season already have we been battering the door down for these these teams we come against and stuff like that? We've taken a 1-0 lead or whatever, and we stepped off. I'm all for like being controlled and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, but when teams are there for the taking, kill them off.
Yeah,
have no remorse. Grow a pair, and kill the fuckers off. No, but literally, that's what we need to do.
We're not past 9 p.m. yet, Rob.
Ah, well.
It's Evan and Rob's show now.
No, have that killer instinct, mate. And that's what we need to have. And the sooner we have that, I think that's when Cardiff we can confidently say that we're okay this year. Until then, mate, I don't know.
I think it's important as well that, like, I'm sure that Wales and Cardiff are very much aware of their position in their tables, but it's like, as fans, all we can really see is the performance of the pitch, the couple of minutes we see of them training, that they get the best angles and pictures for, which are handpicked to be shown to the public. We get the press conferences of the man just saying relatively the same thing all the time, because that's what press conferences are. It's nothing against BBM or the players as well, but like that's sort of like they can't reveal their game plans, can they? And then on the day, then it could be completely different. The lineup that Northampton pick might surprise Cardiff, and that might alter their game plans a bit. They might think, oh, we can't do what we trained for now. We have to go with Plan B, and it's like a lot of times you don't really find out until 10 minutes into the game and realize, oh wow, they just played an ultra defensive line. A lot of times we haven't been quick to point to figure that out. It's taken us half a game to realize, oh, they're gonna really counter attack us and sit back, and that's literally, I think, so many teams have done so far with us, right? If we're winning 1-0 or 0-0, they'll still sit back with so many men behind the ball, and then they'll hit us on the deadly counter. And for most teams, that is how they play in League One. I mean, very, very rarely you're going to see possession style football in League One, because it's not really beneficial, really. You've got to, like you said, kill the teams off while you can. And And with, looking at North Macedonia, where they were in the table, everything, it's like Wales completely bypassed that and didn't let that affect their performance. I said, no, I said, we play who's in front of us. And I said, once we spot a weakness, we expose it. And to be fair, I've never seen the wingers take on players so much in my life. I mean, like, they 1v1 and they defended their wingers. It's like, when's the last time?
Fullback, wasn't it?
Yeah, when's the last time Cardiff had done that? I mean, last time we did that was when we had Mendes, Lang, and Junior Hoylett on the wings. It's the last time we had proper direct wingers, as far as I can remember, anyway. I mean, Josh. I'm gonna say who's. I'm not sure if it's you that does a nice shot. I mentioned the name. Only because he played in the Blackpool game, but he was played more centrally. See, because he won't take on his man. You had. I mean, I gotta say,
he done well in that position, though, mate. He done well.
Exactly. And that's where Willock excels as well, like I find, because he inverts as well, doesn't he? Very soon. So, like, I think it's about having, Amari Kellerman will take on his man. Isaac Davis, whilst he is traditionally a striker, I mean, if I'm being honest, he could do just as good, if not better, of a job on the wing. He's quite skillful and he's really fast, albeit he's an inch slower than before, but, he will take on his man.
As well. So strong. He's not like the most well-built of gentlemen, but he's so strong, like so rounded. Keane Ashford, he could do bulking up a little bit more, Keane, but
he's someone more that is a midfielder. Yeah, I think as well though, because for his career, he's been playing attacking midfielder, his youth career, and striker. And to be fair, when you're at that level, striker, it's not the same as playing striker for men's football, is it? You haven't always got a man tight to you. And I think when he sort of came to, the first team, he had a moment. He had obviously a massive purple patch when he started, where because all the fans were behind him, I think the adrenaline gets to you, and you just sort of sometimes click and you perform like a lot of players have for this before. I think, funny enough, right, since he stepped down to League One, he's been a lot poorer. And I was under the big impression last season that, okay, when we go down to to League One, we'll probably keep him and he'll become a really key player for us. And I'm sure he will be. And defensively, I think he's been really good to help out with NG and Capaccio. I think that he's been key for that. But going forward, say I helped him a bit, but I think his ball control needs a lot of work. I think he either looks to not get past someone run after, but he takes too heavy touch, or he takes too many touches. And sometimes I feel like he'd be better as an attacking midfielder sometimes and letting someone else do the work out wide. And that it's not a popular opinion by any means, but I've seen some of the stuff he's done when he's inverted before. And I don't know, I think when you got Amari Kellerman, Isaac Davis, if Chris Willock is fit, you got him as well. Who else we got for wingers? We got Ollie Tanner, not yet. I'm missing someone, and I can't remember now. But, there's people that can do a job anyway. It's not to say they have to start there. But Isaac Davis, for me, he's got to be knocking the door now to be in the first team.
He has to start tomorrow for me, mate. Like I said a few moments ago, you got to cash in on that now. I think he had probably one of his best nights in his football career. 48, 72 hours ago, wherever it was. Cardiff got to cash in on that. They've got to. I think it'd be silly not to. Whether it's in a wing position or leading the line, I'd argue I'd go put him left wing, carry him on the right, and just let him do his thing. Because I just think he needs to. You can't stop-start players who have not had a lot of game time because of injuries and things like that. You got to run the wave like when they are fit and they are performing, albeit it was for his country, not his club. Excuse me, sorry. I just hope. There's a reason, obviously, why you and I are sat here and we're not, in the Vale or wherever it is where they're having their meeting and stuff. But you think that you've got to do it. You've got to pull the trigger on him starting tomorrow. The bench is not good enough. He will at least be on the bench. he has to start. He has to. But obviously, it remains to be seen. But yeah, I'm so proud of him, mate. I'm so chuffed for him. Like I said, he's a local Valley lad. And I'm not sure if you fan of rugby yourself or anybody else watching, but there's a young man from literally went to school with him who made his debut for Welsh rugby a couple of weeks ago as well. So went for the same school and everything. And it was lush. It was a lush moment I seen on Instagram about it. Alex Man, I'm sure it's Alex Man. Literally same school and everything like that. A bit like the Sam Warburton and Gareth Bale scenario from a few years ago. It was lush, mate. It's great. It's lovely to see these young local Welsh boys, proper Welsh boys, making it through and doing well. And you touched upon, sorry, Ev, mate, you touched upon about the Bellamy situation, and there was a video, the interaction before Isaac Davis come on. I'm not sure if you've seen, but like Bella's literally touched him in, give him a kiss on the head, and like literally embraced him so much. Where you went on, and you just think, like, and you hit the nail on the head, because that sums up to me exactly what Bellamy was thinking, that I've bided my time. I've wanted to do this for him. I want him to be there to know he's ready for it. And you smashed it with your point there, because I think that was so clear. And it was lush. It's great to see, mate. And I know the game was won at that time anyway, regardless, but it's fine. It's great, mate. I love it.
Well, it's nice to know as well, right, that, you know, with the floodgates open, we didn't just like sit on a 1 or 2-0 lead, because I think Bellamy was probably telling him as well, like, if we sit on a 2-0, even a 3-0 lead, he said the game's not dead yet. He said we have to score a fourth if we want to kill this game off, and then we could do whatever from there and faff around the back or whatever. But we didn't even then, you know, 4-1 or whatever they scored, they got. It's like we still went, and now obviously you can't give every team a good pace in every game, because you've got to think as well of the demand of the intensity and the fitness levels of players. But it's international football. You get about 2 games and it goes back to the club then, doesn't it? And at this point in the season, we're just about to enter the winter season. So there's still plenty of time for players to get back fit if they pick up a little niggle. But if I'm being honest, I mean, why wouldn't you want to go all out? Because it's your country you're representing. And, you know, it's international breaks, whilst I still feel like they come too frequently, it's like, you know, sometimes you're going to be waiting for an international break, be fully fit, you get injured the game before in the league, and then it feels like forever to get back. There's no guarantee the manager will pick you next time for it. So I think it was all about taking chances. I think at the moment, we're not in a position in Cardiff to where people have to take the chances, else they won't get played, because we just don't have the depth yet. Unless you were to call up the youngsters, again, the even more youngsters, which I think Troy Parrott is becoming almost a guarantee for me that has to be on the bench, because I supported for so long this guy, right? But David Turnbull, I try to sort of like see the good in him. Like, I was really excited when he came, but it just hasn't worked out. And I think, no disrespect to him, but it'd be a waste for him to be sat on the bench now or even starting when you've got the likes of Troy Parrott to use, or others, or Mafiko, wherever, of players who are more likely to be involved in the future, in our future plans. Or at least if we get at least some game time and we end up selling them on, they get at least half of what they're worth. And, you know, I see Troy Parrott almost every game now. He's scoring for the youth. He's been wasted in the academy at this point. I'm sure he is, you know, he's training with the first team and he will be introduced sometime soon. But there's a couple of those players I think, you know what, I know it is a bit of a risk, but we haven't got much depth yet, and we really need that hunger back, because we have got it. But I think sometimes, you know, especially when we see we're winning 1-0, it's like, oh, here we go, we got it now. And then we just sort of turn off the gas a bit. And I think that kills us a lot. And I will move on in a second to the other strikers we have available now, because I got an interesting take. But what do you think? Sometimes we just ease off the gas too soon.
Oh, 100%, mate. Like, as far as mentioned, you know, we've got to kill teams off. Like, you've got to be more cutthroat, and relentless with it. And on your take on Turnbull, I'm exactly the same as you, mate. I was really, really pleased when we signed him.
Yeah.
Knew about him, knew what he's capable of. I thought, man, we got a solid, good quality midfielder here.
Mm.
I don't know if it's the right fit. And, that's not disrespect on him at all. Some transfers doesn't work. It just doesn't work, does it? It's just life. He's not been awful by any stretch of imagination, but I think we as fans, we expect more from him. And I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe this is going to be obviously a topic for shows later on, closer to January, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's out the door in January. Wouldn't surprise me at all. If you go back to Scotland or something like that, which is fine. I wish him good luck in his future endeavours and all the rest of it. It's just one of those, and like you obviously mentioned Barrett, and he's class. It is no doubt as a talent, but we still need experienced players around.
Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword, mate, isn't it? We want to push through the kids and things like that because there's a ton of talent there. We only watched the Arsenal game.
Yeah, Christ.
It's outstanding. Whoa, what was the captain's name? He went.
Trey George, was it? The left back. Wait, he played left back.
He was in midfielder first, and he had to move to the left back. He scored.
No, it wasn't Trey George. Oh, Trey George. Yeah, the first goal, I think it was.
No.
Oh.
What was his name?
Spears.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, Spears, yeah. Yeah, he scored that sick goal, yeah.
That's the badger, yeah, Spears.
Yeah, he's originally a right back, I think. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He's got quality.
He's another one, mate. He's another one. And
he played a lot in pre-season, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's another one, if need be, Baker needs a rest. I know that's not his predominant position, but I wouldn't say no to him being a part of it.
I think you need some mercy cover because I think TJ Parfitt's injured now when he went off in the Arsenal game, which was
he's out for a while now. I think, isn't it?
He's what? Sorry,
I think he's out for a while now, isn't he?
I hope not, but yeah, it sounds like it is. And, here we are, Reece Lasky, welcome, evening. Spears surely can give Bagan a rest. Yeah, look, I think you just want someone to do a job. Really, you're not asking for something, for miracles, but. I mean, he did kind of create a miracle, and to be fair, like the other goals he scored for against Arsenal, it was just it was nice. It was nice for a change, really. But so I will get onto the striker situation. I keep saying I will, but I just want to sort of say at the moment as well in the comment section, get your comments in. Callum Robinson and Yusuf Salek. If for example, because me and Rob been talking about Isaac Davis getting in the squad, getting a start because I think he's really deserved it. But I also think that Callum Robinson and Yusuf Salek should start as well. And brings the question: can you play all three? Probably not. My thing with Callum Robinson is that it's a frustrating one because I like the player so much, but I know he can turn up the heat, and once he scores one, he scores many goals. I just don't know. I'm surprised Callum Robinson is still at the club to this day. That's all right, it's fine. I'm just saying to the people in the comments there to get your comments what your thoughts on about CR47 and Yusuf Salek, because with Callum Robinson, I am a massive fan. It was one of the few players I realised. I just thinking when we signed him under Steve Morris, thinking how the hell did we pull that signing off? And for a measly like a mil as well from West Brom. And I the other day I was watching all of his goals for West Brom against Chelsea because obviously he scored like 4 or 5 goals against Chelsea in the last 3 appearances against them. because we're in the Premier League. But you bring someone that he's a big name, and he's every time you scoring against them. And I look at what he is now, and I know obviously players in the latter half of their careers, they do drop off a bit, and they might go to lower levels. But with Callum Robinson, I still see that same quality player there, which I'm questioning where it is, whether it's the players around him. I think probably does help as well when you have amazing service. I still don't think we're putting the service in for Salek or Robinson enough. But I also think that, I don't know, I feel like Robinson's almost wasted a striker because half the time he's dropping deep to get the ball, and I think it's frustration more than anything for me, because I see an amazing player there in both Robinson and Salek, but yeah, it almost seems like they don't get involved in the game, and whether that's no fault of their own or not, I don't know. I don't know what system BBM's got in place. We don't really know the 100% thing of the plan. But do you sometimes get a bit frustrated sometimes with either Salek or Robinson, thinking, how come, you forget they're in the game sometimes, at least I think.
Yeah. To start with Robinson, if I may, there's obviously a player there. There is. He's made a good career. He's had a fantastic career. And this is going to sound really negative, and I apologise. There's a reason why Carl Robinson has had to drop down to League One, because he is not as consistent as he probably should be. I don't want to sound like I'm digging him out, because he's done so much for the club. But there's a reason why, he's no longer a Premier League footballer.
Yeah.
He's got it about him. He's got the talent.
Yeah.
He's shown that in abundance over the time he's been with us. But he's not consistent enough. He'll have a purple patch, and he'll be class, scoring goals consistently, linking up, doing X, Y, and Z. But he's not doing it on a regular enough basis, which is why he's getting called out and stuff. Salek, on the other hand, I fear that with Salek that sorry, bro, my son.
Sorry.
I fear with Salek is that he's getting lost in this league because he ain't getting nothing from the refs.
No.
He ain't getting nothing from them. And it's a shame, because, 10, 15, 20 years ago, he'd be having rubber green in this division. But now, not so much. Yeah. And there's no wonder, like, the old school number 9 is a dying art. It's because old school number 9s don't get nothing these days.
But equally, defenders get the advantage every time, don't they? It's always the case where you have if you got the Kiefer Moore effect, is what I call it, the Kiefer Moore effect. If you're 6'3" as a striker or above, you won't get anything given to you, but you'd always get a free kick given the other way, just because. I hate this, right? But it's the advantage of the defensive half of, like, if you put any finger on a defender, they will almost certainly get a free kick, because if they go down and the ref doesn't blow, it's basically a goal for them. So the ref will blow almost every time. It's like when a defender gets trapped in their own corner, it's like you don't even have to touch them; they can fall down. The ref will give a free kick.
Yeah,
and like that's the sort of Kiefer Moore effect that we've got going with Salek as well. It's literally the fact that he doesn't have to put finger on someone and you give away a free kick, and no fault of his own. And I know Championship refs are bad, but we found a new level in League One. And I think the difference with the Championship refs is that you probably have a bigger crowd to protest, I think. And the ref probably feels more pressure then in those games to give something. But League One, obviously, it's not televised as much and not as many cutting-edge camera angles, is it? So they probably think they get away with murder, like.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the standards of repping is a whole new friggin' hour show in itself, like, do you know what I mean? But Yeah, I don't know what the answer is, pal. Don't know. I respect that Salah keeps going still, because I think it'd be easy for him to just not down tools, but to put the less effort in to compete in these balls and things like that. But he still does. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea. I know some of you in the comms and members of the channel are not as big as fan, which is fair enough. But he does work hard. He's not the finished product yet, and he's still a young man. He's still a very young man. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
Was he 22, 23, 24 years of age?
He's only, 22, I think. So 23 years, January 2002. Same age as me, literally a month older than me.
23 years of age, mate. I mean, come on, like, he's still learning his trade. Like, he's still
his mindset is so solid. It's like the fact that he's kept his head so much, especially when so many defenders tried to wind him up. And albeit, he does snap a bit, but considering he's considering he's the size he is and the strength he has as well, the aggression, and to be fair, I think he does a lot of the dirty work in the pressing. He's forcing the keeper to kick the ball long, and because of him, the likes of him and our wingers and a midfielder like Colwell as well, we're winning the ball back because of him. And it kind of goes unnoticed a bit, but it's completely intentional from BBM. I think the only thing, he is scoring as well. He's scoring almost every other game. I mean, 6 goals in 14 games. That's a pretty good. It's pretty good going, considering if you think of how that would end up by the end of the season, a goal every other game, more or less. And I think, again, it seems sometimes he goes invisible.
Let's not go into a Luco territory now.
Oh, what?
Let's not go into any Luco territory now.
Oh, wow.
It's lost on you, never mind.
It's lost on me, yeah, sorry. But yeah, so it just sort of baffles me, because it feels I see all these stats and everything, but yeah, it almost seems like we're strikerless some games, but where I think that's more because of the fact that we're reluctant to still cross in the box, apart from the Blackpool game, which we started to do, and again drawing comparisons to Wales as well. It's like it's take your man on, put the ball in the box or whatever. It was he wouldn't hold enough the trigger. But we've got some more comments in here now.
Already.
I know, it's crazy.
Thanks, Aaron. I'm enjoying this. This is good.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm good company there. So I realised the comment.
It's nice to have a catch up. It's lovely.
Thank you. I realised the comments cut off half my face. I have to move back slightly. I'd love to see Davis.
Don't worry about it, mate.
It's alright. It's in my mouth anyway. I love to see David. It probably looks different in the other view, but I'd love to see Davis given a go up top. He won't win headers. I disagree with that, because technically he won the header. But I see what you mean, Reese, and I hold the ball up. But he would be a serious threat running behind. I think that is sort of thing. It's like he's a different kind of striker. He's more of a mobile advance sort of like forward, really, isn't he? But I mean, that's what you need sometimes. It's just a pacey forward. They don't have to have the best finishing skills or whatever, but he is someone who can finish. He does score. He has scored a lot before for us towards the end of last season as well. He is a reliable finisher, considering he is primarily on the wing at the moment. But sometimes you just need someone pacey to run defenders in the League One, because there's some stocky lads at the back.
Speed kills. Like, literally, it's not just a phrase. It does. Like, you could have all the skill in the world. And prime example, Dan James. He's not the most talented footballer in the world. Don't get me wrong. Far from it. But dear God, that man's quick. And the damage he causes because of his speed, and he can control the ball. It's insane.
There's a reason why Man United bought him. I mean, I'm not saying not a massive club but there's a reason why a Premier League club, let's say, had bought him, because you look at the compilations of him. Just he knocks the ball past people and he's away with it. I mean, there's not many players that can do that. I mean, speed can't be taught. It's partly genetics and it's partly just trained. And I heard as well that I learned in I was doing phys ed, and even in school they say speed is the hardest skill to train because some people are just genetically going to be faster than you, even with good diet and everything. And that's not trying to be very limiting belief and all that. But like a stocky tall centre back is not going to win a race against Isaac Davis or Dan James, whoever. It's just not going to happen. So
that's just the reality of it. It's the reality of it. And he's done that. He can do the hard bit of beating them people and beating players and whatnot, and then the rest of stuff should come somewhat easy. But no, mate, with my Welsh hat on, he was outstanding. He was class. He was untouchable. He was so good. So credit to him.
I wish I saw the whole game really because I only saw the highlights. But when he came on, I saw his score. And I'm not sure if it was claimed as his goal or not because I know Broadhead tapped it in, but it looked as if he was celebrating as if it was his. So.
Oh, Davis, no, it was Broadhead got it. No, I know, mate. I was recently. I was doing their awful timing. I watched the first half of the game and had to pause it because recently I was doing a pre-recorded show with the Wimbledon Academy coach at 9:00. So unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it live, the rest of it, but I did make sure I caught up and I made sure I didn't watch the WhatsApp, so I did catch up proper. So all good.
Nice one. I'm glad I was working, so I just come home to 7-1 win, so that was nice. Although it was my basketball game and we almost won, so yeah, it's just nice coming back home after tiring long day and then during 7-1. That was nice. We've literally almost been through an hour already, but I'll race through some of these comments. I appreciate you getting involved late on. I know we usually do like 9 p.m. shows, but I wanted to come on a bit early tonight just to have an early night. Both Davis and Ashford actually look more effective in field as it's where they learned the trade. To be fair, right, I think a lot of players could do a job in midfield that style wide. I think the modern day sort of winger inverts a lot now. I think you've frozen a bit, but I can still hear you. Oh, there you are. You're back now. But yeah, I think Ashford is someone who he's learned from midfield anyway. But neither actual wingers feel from really. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's a good point as well. Isaac Davis and Keane Ashford are not actual wingers. So, it's still taking time to learn that. But if I'm being honest, Isaac Davis, we've gone all night now, but he's very direct. And I feel like other people could learn from him just being so direct. He doesn't overthink anything, and that's what I wish we had other players do. Yeah.
You look at Sober Thomas. You look at Sober Thomas. How direct he was. I'm not Sober Thomas' biggest fan, truthfully.
Well, Stoke are doing all right now, aren't they?
Yeah. You look at his performance the other night. How direct he was. He literally just got the ball, got at him. No thought about cutting back inside. Not even it didn't cross his mind. He literally got that ball, ran at him, and then stopped, crossed, or whatever it was. And it's just basic. Like that's 90s football. That's noughties football. That's literally what football was. There's no pissing about, messing around and all that business. Dropping back, passing it backwards, and recycle. It was literally wingers going to the byline, cross the ball in, and
don't give them time to think, innit?
What happens? Simple, it's easy for me to say, but simple, like basic football. Like that's what I was taught as obviously you could be younger than me, mate, but that's what I was taught as a youngster. Okay, I was no winger, I was a centre half, clearly, but that's what you're taught as a youngster, and that's why I teach my kids that I'm coaching. Don't mess about. Go to the byline, cross it in. Basic stuff. None of this messing around and ticky-tacky stuff. It's great. It looks lovely. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Just keep it basic, man.
Honestly, I think sometimes you as long as you play at a faster tempo the other team can process and adjust to, it doesn't matter about all this recycling around. At the end of the day,
you catch them off guard. You're so quick, and if you're stopping and moving around the ball and things like that, you give them time to regroup. You're moving the defence around from left to right. Great, that's lovely, but they're still in a shape that they're well. These teams are well trained and well prepared, so they can move about in a shape. But speed kills me. Like I said, I don't want to harp on about it, but it does.
Yeah,
get that ball down the line,
point, yeah.
cross that ball in. What's the worst that could happen? Literally, what is the worst that could happen? It goes straight.
Goal kicking it.
It goes.
Yeah.
It's a first man, or it's a keeper, or whatever. What's the worst that can happen? Like, no one's going to score from that. No one's going to concede from that. But
I think we're in the top 6 teams in all English divisions for like the possession freaks. We're called over 60% possession on average each game, and the way I see it, right, is every time you score, you lose possession because the other team gets a kick off. So when you think of it that way, right, it's not a bad thing if we lose possession, because at the end of the day, if you put the ball in the back of their net, they're going to be the ones picking it out and put on the penalty spot for them to kick them. That's how it's going to happen. So I get it. I like seeing that we dominate in certain stats, but the main stat I want to see us dominating is the goals that we score, and I'm sure everyone else is the same. But I will have to quickly go race through these now because
yeah. On,
I want to appreciate your time. No. You can comment. I'm just cautious of your time. I'm not sure.
No, I know, mate. I know, buddy. I know.
Give us 5 minutes or so. Half-time orders, evening, mate. How many points should we realistically pick up before Jan? Now we're into the Xmas window. What do you reckon? And I don't have a specific point number, but for me, it's just win your own games and then win the easier, let's say, or the lower tier teams away. At least do that, I'm not saying you can win every game.
Yeah, I think so, mate. It's being solid at home. Make the Cardiff City Stadium a fortress again. Couple of loose results over the last couple of months. That's you do that, you're on to a winner. It showed last night. I watched the Peterborough Stockport game because, as you all know, I'm a football whore. I watch anything football related, and which is massive for Cardiff. Stockport losing, big result for that. Really enjoyed that. Peterborough will go on a good run now of form, I think.
You got 2 games in hand as well against Stockport. That's another point.
Yeah, that's massive. That's huge. It's not just 3 points dropped. That's more like 6-9 points dropped. That is
potentially.
Yeah, it could be made. So, going back to HDO's question and yours, mate, I think just win the home games, average at least a point from the away games, and we're laughing. Solid, just be smart, and just get January and go from there.
Let's say if we get the January window now, right, and we're 6th place, would you be happy with that? Knowing that from that point then is a bit of a dogfight and teams start to get in there sort of where they're going to be. If we were 6th come January, would you take that, or would you be a bit disappointed? Or
see, it's a tricky one because I suppose it all depends on how far we are off the automatic place. But I wouldn't be massively upset. I think we're underachieving somewhat, but I think if we're there or thereabouts in the top 4 or 5 come January and we're in touching distance, I'm okay with that. And then we go from there. Pardon me.
Yeah, we'll sum up on this then. So we need another run now, not to drop away. I think that's the main thing is just make sure the Christmas period isn't like every season so far that we've had. Because the Christmas period, no doubt, has killed us. I think I get traumatized by the Luton and the Oxford games, especially the Oxford game. Oh my God. And to think that we almost came back from that game and we lost 3-2, I think it was. Robinson getting a goal back. I think maybe Isaac Davis as well. Or I can't remember. But just the manner in which we went about that game, we can't let that happen. I don't think it will get that bad, but we've had spells so far this season where we've kind of reverted back to type a little bit. We haven't stayed there for long, and we really do 2 games in a row. But I think there's still, until we get to January, I think we're still going to have that, those hiccups where, a team we would expect to thrash is probably going to thrash us or win 1-0. I don't want to say it, but at the moment, it's kind of been the case where the teams we'd expect to beat has given us a really good game, and the teams we thought would be a really tough test, we pass with ease. Like,
that's just the Cardiff way, though, isn't it?
yeah,
You know.
it's always been the same.
Again, I'm slightly older than you. I'm closing the gap from a lot older to slightly older, as you can tell. I'm very much older than you, and it's been the way of life since day dot, where we tend to show up for the more difficult games. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Trying to pull that one up.
Oh, JT, shut up, man. I'm watching people in the park, JT, mate. You know that.
It's a good way to sum it up there. We'll end with that one, I think. That's start that comment of the night.
Jay, hope you're okay, man. Hope everything's all right, buddy.
I love how he just joins us now, and that's the first thing he says. Is that. I love that. Come January, we'll get a few players in for a real quality. I think we'll ease away after Xmas. Yeah, I just hope so, because we obviously January comes after Christmas, so like I'm just hoping that the Christmas.
Well done, mate.
I know exactly. I'm just saying now. I'm thinking like the damage will be done before then, if that's the case.
Right.
But,
I know you're not watching live, mate, but please can you cut that?
Psychic.
And we'll have that as
Splice it
January
up.
comes after Christmas.
Yeah.
And I want that added to my intro.
January comes after Christmas. Hear it first. Someone had to say it. You know, we don't know. Some people might not know January comes after Christmas, Rob. We're not sure. Some Cardiff fans are the first to sort of be on their back as soon as we win. They're like, oh, not good enough. Anyway, here it first, lads. Lads and lasses, thank you very much for watching. Nice to see, pretty much only members in the chat, which is really nice.
Members, before you wrap him up, sorry to jump on you again. I do apologise. I'm not making this all about me. Monday night for members only patron show. We're on part 2 for the R&R Revelations with Craig McHale-Smith. Please keep an eye out on that. That's going to be mint. Those of you who haven't watched part 1, highly recommend it. Top guy. So part 2, like I said, we are going patron only, so it can be a bit more
exclusive,
dark. And we will announce it on Monday anyway when we're doing the Patreon show. But on Tuesday evening, I'll say it anyway. On Tuesday night, we R&R Revelations are back again for exclusive for everyone. We are joined by Mr. Matthew Connolly. So Reese and I'm not sure of time yet, but that's going to be mint. So I am double parked Monday, Tuesday. But yeah, it's going to be class. So if you haven't done so already, make sure to like, subscribe, become a Patreon member so you can get the access to Monday's show, because that's going to be class. That is going to be wicked. Craig is mint. Top guy. Literally lush. Sorry, Ev.
Awesome. No, I completely forgot about that, to be fair, to get your announcement in. Anyway, you're distracted from the running joke of the night, right? Honestly. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Cheers, Paul. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you all getting involved. I appreciate it. I know it's been a bit of a quieter night tonight, but regardless, it's nice to see the familiar faces as usual, or names. I still hate how they changed that username now. It's awful. But anyway, it's awful, isn't it? But it is what it is. We can figure each other out because we're that good, we're that close. Thanks so much for watching, Rob. Thanks for joining me. In God knows how long it's been.
100%, man. It's been lush. Thank you, mate. I really enjoyed it.
Likewise. Oh, it's been a good laugh, yeah. Right, we'll see you all soon, and hopefully a win for Cardiff tomorrow.
Good night, my friend.
This channel is powered by an incredible membership community on Cardiff City World and patreon.com/AcePodcastNation. Becoming a member unlocks exclusive rewards from early access to live event tickets, bonus content, and even the occasional inside transfer scoop when we get it. But more importantly, it allows us to bring you top quality Cardiff City content 7 days a week. Across those 7 days, we're talking match previews, exclusive interviews, instant match reactions, the breakdown podcast, tactical deep dives, the spotlight series, Bluebirds Rewind, Academy Focus, and just so much more. Led by myself, backed by an army of passionate Cardiff City fans, this is content created by fans for fans. Balanced, professional, and 100% all about the club we all love. If you enjoy what we do, then join the community today and support what we are doing as we help to keep Cardiff City World flying high.